Hey there guys, it's Squiddy here, and this is my first ever discussion slash commentary video. And in this particular video I want to discuss the concept of practicing with a hunting rifle using zero sensitivity. So that's sensitivity that's all the way to the left, as low as it goes. And this is an idea that I picked up from a great hunting rifle player called mcKillers, who's also a really good YouTuber, so definitely check him out if you haven't done so. He's got some great hunting rifle tip videos as well that you could check out. Anyway, the zero sensitivity practice, the idea is that because you've limited your range of motion so much, you're forced to really consider body positioning and pre-aim when taking shots. Basically because you can barely move the cursor. If you don't have a good pre-aim, you're not going to be able to hit anything. You're not going to be able to sort of compensate for that poor pre-aim by dragging across half the screen or something. You're just not going to be able to move it fast enough. So it forces you to sort of rescope and rethink, reposition, and make sure that your aim and positioning before you scope in is as close to your target as possible. That's the general idea, but not only that, it also forces you to sort of be a bit more cautious in your playstyle and to sort of stay back a bit, because if anyone comes close to you, even with the revolver out, you're not going to be able to turn the camera enough to hit a moving target, if they're in quite a close range to you. So it really forces you to sort of think a bit more about your positioning and the sort of things that you're going to do. So you'll see quite a lot in this clip that I do my best to try and stay back, try and stay behind my teammates, try and be aware of where the players are and such, so that I hopefully don't get flanked or get too close to anyone. Okay, and yeah, this particular match was me using that zero sensitivity, obviously. I think it was about my 4th or 5th game using zero sensitivity, so I'd become somewhat accustomed to it at this point, but it was still obviously quite weird coming from 8 sensitivity, which is what I usually use. And yeah, I probably did this for about 2 days, I think, and I definitely feel that it did help with my pre-aim, to be honest, mainly because it makes you consider it so much more than normal. I mean, typically I sort of aim, on instinct or, just haphazardly, but obviously doing this you really have to concentrate on it, and it really makes you think about it a lot more. As you can see, I'm being particularly cautious. I don't want to rush in there. I know if I'm up close I'm not going to survive, so throw the bomb, and luckily it does manage to take someone down. Again, I do come in here to try and provide some backup, but I know that I'm covered on the left there by the wall there and my teammate on the left, so I do feel quite bad at this point because I didn't actually revive my teammate there because I was worried that those two were going to rush in on the right, and yeah, I do feel quite bad about that, but oh well, stuff happens. As I was saying as well, with the sort of patience of it, trying to keep clear of enemies and stuff, there are certain points as well, it sort of forces you to be quite patient until you get a good position, instead of you chasing players down and playing quite aggressively, which is something that I usually do. And there are a lot of great players who do play aggressively, and are really good, but these tend to be people who have, really solid aim and really good reflexes, and that's just not me, unfortunately. I'm just not good enough to have that sort of play style, so this really forces me to be quite, cautious and patient, and that definitely suits me more. Especially since I'm, fairly new to the game myself. I never played it on the PS3. I've only been playing the PS4 version for a few months, so I don't have that, ability to aim really quickly and be aggressive like that. As you can see, at that point, I was staying on the outside of the map there, coming around, trying to make sure that I can't get, surrounded or anything, and that I have a clearer view of where the enemy might be. And at that point there, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I sort of scoped it and hit him, then re-scoped afterwards when I wasn't happy of where the cursor was. Again, just trying to concentrate as much as I can on making sure the pre-aim is as close to the target as it possibly can be. Again, I do go for the flank there, luckily it does pay off, but now I've been flanked as well, and unfortunately I can't turn the camera very quickly to do anything about it. Luckily I did actually manage to get a dancing shiv there, which I was quite surprised about, seeing as I can barely turn the camera, but yeah, just lucky really. Again, you know, the zero sensitivity, because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to hit a moving target with my revolver there. I tried the dancing shift because I was sort of, you know, felt like I should try something different, because, you know, I didn't feel confident that I'd be able to take her on with the hunting rifle or the, you know, revolver. See, now I'm very aware that I'm on my own at this point. That's why I was using the listen mode there. Obviously I can see on the map that he's sprinting down, and luckily the pre-aim wasn't too bad at that point. Now here, I've just made a terrible mistake there. I've gone to shoot him, not realising that I'm out of ammo, which is not ideal. That's obviously a very basic error that I really should have been aware of. But... See, as I said earlier, I did this for about 2 days, and after that I went back to the 8 sensitivity that I usually use, and I could not do it. I just couldn't. It was so fast, it felt like I was playing fast forward. It was insane. I was actually confused as to how I was able to use 8 before, because it just felt so fast now. So I actually went to 2 sensitivity for about a week, and then from there I've gradually upped it, and I'm about 6 sensitivity now is what I tend to use on a regular basis. I still can't go back to 8, it's just too fast now. So if you know, some of you guys do decide to maybe give this a go, you know, just mess around with the zero sensitivity to see what it's like. I do warn you, if you do it for a while, you might find going back to your old sensitivity quite strange. I mean, you might not. Some people might find it, you know, totally easy to switch between different sensitivities, but for me personally, I could not switch back. It was just felt too awkward. I've become so accustomed to this sort of speed of movement that 8 was just too much. So as you can see, that I'm trying to use that cover and my distance and you know, positioning to, you know, be able to hit the targets without them, you know, knowing that I'm there. And again, I'm staying behind my teammates so that I can sort of cover them and pick people off, just like I did there. You know, while the enemy's shooting at them, I'm able to sort of scope in and pick them off. Even a body shot there would have worked fine, I'm sure, because it probably would have comboed and you know, done the job. But the headshots are always nice if you can get it, you know. So you see there, you know, I've gone to shoot, he's started running, I know that I'm not going to be able to track him, you know, through the scope. I'm just not going to be able to move it fast enough, so I've just unscoped and tried to get into a new position to take him on from a different area. You see, I'm trying to find where he is, trying to flank him, see if I can get somewhere, but I don't want to get too close. So you see, I'm being very cautious, trying to make sure that I don't get close to him. See, that was an unlucky miss there. It was, the pre-aim was fairly good on that one, but yeah, just a poor miss. Unfortunately, I've got 2 rounds now, and I'm gonna try my best to stay back. I can see that on the map that there's a couple rushing down on this side, so I'm gonna try and stay far back behind my teammates. I noticed the guy on the right there is sort of out in the open, aiming down, so I was hoping I could pick him off, but unfortunately he knew I was there, so... Okay, again, we see 2 that are coming down the map here. We see they're sprinting in, so again, I'm trying to keep my distance. Stay behind cover. And let my, you know, teammates go forward. Again, some poor miss there. Again, it's quite difficult to get accustomed to the slow sensitivity when trying to hit moving targets, it really is. Notice his little feet there, so might as well hit those. Now, I've got flanked here again because I've been looking down the sight on that side for too long. I haven't been paying attention to what's going on around me. Unfortunately missed that one, but luckily managed to get the headshot there because I only had 2 rounds there. But again, that was patience, just trying to make sure that I did get that headshot. There, I just made a terrible mistake. I've gone and pressed square and just swung my board in the air. So that was a pretty poor mistake there. I think I was trying to press X, I think, to try and jump over the rock near me, but yeah, just a general mistake. Stuff happens, doesn't it? Stuff happens. So at this point in the game, because there's only a minute to go, I think I switched back to a semi-auto, just, you know, for the sake of it, really. I just decided, screw it. There's only a minute left, why not? And yeah, so I guess I'll wrap it up at this point. Let me know what you think about this, you know, concept of zero sensitivity practice. You know, if you've tried it yourself, let me know how you found it, or if you're now thinking of trying it, then you know, let me know how you do find it. You know, I'd be interested in seeing what other people think of it, and what other people's experiences with, you know, using a lower sensitivity with a hunting rifle. You know, even if it is just for practice, just for developing pre-aim, or if you have any other tips about practice on like ways to develop a better aim, or, you know, better positioning, or just, you know, general gameplay, then yeah, let me know. It'd be great to hear what people's thoughts on this. Okay, so thanks for putting up with me for this long. Really appreciate you watching. Please leave a comment and a like, and until next time, take it easy.